Hi everyone, my name is Katie and welcome back to another speed build. Today I decided to have a little bit of fun and I built a house in the shape of a tomato. Now I've seen lots of these going around lately where people are building houses in like the shape, in different weird shapes, like Lil Simsy's done some, Vixella has done some, and they'll be like triangles or plumb bobs, or Lil Simsy did a duck and a tooth, so just, fun shapes. But I was like, you know what, I'm Kathy Tomato, so I'm going to build mine in the shape of a tomato. And then I was like, well, you know what, I'm going to make the interior of it red and green, like where the parts of the tomato are, and then like the stems. And so it kind of looks atrocious, but it was just a fun idea. So here you see me, I have like this basic shape of it, and I'm trying to get the coloring right. That green, I actually changed a little bit later, because when I go to do the wallpaper and stuff, I couldn't find a green that matched it, and so I used a darker one, but then I ended up finding a darker green floor later on in the video, and so I come back and change that. Here you see, this is where I was looking to try and find a green wall that matched, and I just didn't, so I used this one here. This is like a much darker one, but when I do change it in the end, it matches a lot more closely. I was still looking for green, but I didn't really have much luck, so I just kept this dark one that I had. Wow, I searched for a long time for that one, I guess. I was trying to find if they had any siding or anything, but they were all like the wrong shade that I was looking for. So I kept it, and then I just used a red for the walls around the actual tomato part. I actually used that same red on the inside, I do believe. Then I go and I was like, oh, I have to find out what the floor plan is going to be for this weird house. And I was like, oh my gosh. So I knew that I wanted to use that bit there, like with the stem. And that left side is the kitchen, because I could put the fridge in that little bump out. So that's what I do. But then I was like, well, I need like a bathroom and a bedroom. And this house ends up being, there is a double bed in this house, but it's shoved up against the wall. And so sometimes Sims will scoot over and sometimes they won't. So it could be for 2 Sims if you wanted it to be, or just 1 Sim. It just depends. And so this little bit that I just made is the bathroom. It actually changes a minute because I tried to put the bedroom in, and then it made the bathroom look kind of weird there, see? So I just walled it off, which made the bathroom a little bit bigger, which is fine. And then I was like, well, how am I going to orient, like, the living room? Here, fixing the lights. I just threw in some lights so I could see, and then have to rearrange them once I actually have a floor plan figured out. And then, I found a door. This is where I did the exterior door and windows. It's kind of like modern looking, I guess. I used these, like the little square windows, these ones here, and I used them in the red swatch for like the red part, but I used them in the green swatch for like the green part of the house. And it kind of works out in a way that the like living area and the bedroom are completely red, and then the bathroom and the kitchen are kind of green. Had to turn on move objects. There was a big sale on packs, and so I bought a couple packs last night, and my game had to restart after they installed, and so my cheats were all not in anymore, so I had to put that one in. These windows, I don't know what their problem was, but I finally got them to work. Scooting over, that's like, I like diagonal walls sometimes, but they're just like so hard to do, I think, because stuff doesn't line up on them how they're supposed to, because it makes the walls like bigger. And then I had a hard time finding like flooring for the inside, especially for green. I ended up using red carpet for the bedroom, and I tried to use like this wood floor for it's in here, for the living area, but I was like, it's way too bright, so I just used carpet instead, because like my living room has carpet in it, so I thought it was fine just to have it carpeted. And then I was like, well, I need like a green tile or something for the kitchen and the bathroom, and I didn't really have any options. And so I found this green, and I don't even know what it's like, what kind of flooring it is, but I used it. I don't know if it's like concrete or something. It almost looks like carpet, but I know it's not carpet. Oh, and here's where I changed it to the darker green. I thought it looked a lot better than that like bright greenish yellow color. It kind of looks like Christmas on the inside of this house, I guess. This would be a good build at Christmas time. And then here I was like, oh, I can put this little fence here because your Sims can walk over it and it'll like give a separation. But then I was like, no, that looks pretty dumb. So I got rid of the fence. And then, oh, here I am looking for wallpaper. I put, there's these ugly tiles for the bathroom and then, like, for the kitchen, or these ones. And it just, I think it's just because it's all green. It really doesn't look that good. And then I just used the red, like, paint for the living room and bedroom. The same that I use on the exterior for the red. Once I find it. Yeah, there we go. I was going to use that one, but it has the white trim. So I used the one without the white trim because, like, the other part didn't have a trim. I thought it looked weird, so I just left it. And then for counters, I was looking for green counters. I actually pulled out these ones from the base game and then these Parenthood ones to try and find my best option. I ended up going with the Parenthood ones just because I was like, well, I'm going to base it off, like, the fridge and the stove. And I really didn't have many, like, green options for the fridge and stove. And so I actually used this fridge here from Parenthood. It has, like, that green around the outside that matches the counters, or, like, the cabinets. But the fridge is, like, silver. And so I used the matching silver swatch for the stove. I was like, there's enough green in here that it'll be fine to use the silver. So that's what I did. Try to get those cabinets, like, shoved together there. It's hard when they're on that, like, that diagonal corner space to get them to line up. And then I tried to put a corner here, and I tried to put another cabinet here in this corner, but it didn't fit. So I ended up putting a trash can there. Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, it's clipping through the wall. So I ended up just putting a trash can. Moving the windows over to line up with the cabinets a little more. This cabinet here on the left of the stove actually gets turned into a sink. And then here I was like, I wanted more counter space because I'm not sure if those cabinets on the end are actually functional or not. And then I was like, I also need a dining table. And so I used the 2 island counters and I put bar stools on them. And so they have a dual purpose. And I was going to put cabinets on the top. I actually removed these though because it just didn't look good. And so I was like, you know what? You don't need that much storage. Only like 1 or 2 people live here. So I took those away. So there's no upper head cabinets, but that's fine. The Sims don't need them anyways. And then I put this little one. I never used this, but it's the only green one they had. And then I was like, oh, I need a sink. And the sink is the one that matches. So I put it in. Move the window and match it. And then this is when I put the trash can in. Yeah, just this little green one here. I don't know if that's actually functional, but I hope so. And then I went with red bar stools because those actually, like, that seating area kind of spilled over into, like, the living room, which is red. And that was actually kind of, like, a nice transition anyway to, like, break up the difference between the red and the green. And then for a TV, obviously there's no, like, red TVs. And so I was like, I'm just going to use this one from Tiny Living. And then I was going to use that base game couch, but then I was like, you know what, the Tiny Living, I didn't even know it had a red swatch, but it's really cute, and it has a matching chair, and I was already using Tiny Living for the TV anyway, so it was fine. And then I wanted to put a little end table here, but there's not a lot of space, so I actually used this one. I never use this. It's like from the base game, but it's really weird, and so I never use it, but it fit in that little spot there, so I used it in this house. And then I put a little, like, rug when you come in the door, and then I put this little circle one here for the living room area. It's a lot of red. It's, like, kind of hard to look at. And then I just moved the TV over so it's a little more centered with, like, the couch. And then I had to put some doors in for the bedroom and the bathroom side. And then, yeah, I put a red door into the bedroom, but a green door into the bathroom. And then I wanted a double bed. And I was like, oh, no, it won't fit. And so I ended up just putting it against this wall, and I moved the door over to that side. That leaves, there's not a lot of space in this bedroom. It's pretty small, actually. That's why I love Tiny Living. So I'm using the little Tiny Living stuff dresser. It's like one of my favorite packs for sure, because I needed a dresser to fit there, and it worked. And then I wanted to put a mirror over here, but you saw I pulled that one mirror out, but it obviously didn't fit, so I needed one that hung on the wall. And I used this one from Vintage Glamour. And then I moved on to the bathroom, which is very green. And I was looking for a shower. I originally took this shower out, but then I found this other one. I was like, oh, no, that's more the color I want. So I used this one. I originally had it on that left wall, but then I was like, oh, no, we're not going to fit, like, the sink and the toilet. And so I moved it to that wall, and the sink and toilet go on the wall opposite it. And there's really not much in this bathroom. I use these ones because they matched the green color. And then I put a little mirror behind it, and then I put a little towel on the wall, and I think that's it for this room. Not much to it, but I was just tired of looking at all the red and green, so I didn't really care anymore. Oh, and I put a little broom on this wall, that's right. A little broom and dustpan. And then this is our finished house. You can see the layout, red and green's a lot. Have our little living room here. There's not much to it. I didn't put a coffee table because I didn't really know how to orient it. And I wanted plenty of space for the Sims to come through. And then a little tiny bedroom, our very green bathroom, and this really weird kitchen. And then that's the outside. I hope you all enjoyed this video, and I'll make some more soon. Hasta luego.